Is it Didi? What's your
Didi.
name?
Victoire Chibangu.
What is your name?
Victoire.
Victoire.
Yes.
Where are you from?
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
My family lives here, so I came for a visit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How come you don't live with your family?
No, I mean, I lived with them here as well. But Liverpool meaning I go there for school and such things, and so because of that, there's that disparity, I suppose.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just gonna get straight into one of the bigger questions.
Okay.
Do you have any big regrets in your life?
I don't particularly think so, I suppose. I
Really?
mean, if I did, I would be able to speak about them. But I tend not to look at things that I've done as regrets personally, per se. I suppose you could say
Interesting.
that.
That's very different than a lot of people.
Yeah.
How come?
I tend to look at things that I've done as learning particular experiences. Let's say I was in some sort of altercation and I went and I said things that were not exactly so kind to the person in that particular instance. Well, I wouldn't particularly regret it because that's how I was feeling in the moment, so I had to express it
Yeah.
in some particular ways. However, in my head, I would look at it as something that I would have to much better, I suppose, care for in the long term. So if it happens again, I know what I have to do in terms to
Say
avoid
something
it being
differently.
yes, in terms of it being bad. So
Yeah.
that's kind of how I look at it, I suppose. Yeah.
What are like some big things that you've learned about yourself?
Recently, I find that I'm not exactly too fond of people. Yeah, I've realised that because, well, I suppose I tend to. I'm very, I suppose, workaholic, and I
Okay.
tend to be very intense in things that I want to do and how to get them.
Okay.
And just personally, in the last 2 years or so, I found out that people tend to talk a big game and not do much. And then so because of that, I've kind of been pushing myself away from many people and just literally focusing on the things that matter to me.
Interesting.
And then so, because people, I just found it too lazy for me, so I'm just like, you know what, I'll do it with my dogs and cats, but maybe not as you so much.
Can you tell me about? It seems like maybe you've dealt with people disappointing you a little bit.
Quite a bit.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Let me say, I'm trying to find a good one here that would fit the story. I was with friends, sometimes even that. Actually, this week I had 2 business meetings, quite important ones, that were being talked about just recently. We're supposed to get a project done, however, with the person with who brought the idea to speak about the project
Yeah.
and how to come to fruition with it.
Yeah.
We had the meeting set up within like the 2 weeks that were coming up. Days of the meetings arrive, and then I'm contacting them to make sure that things are still on.
Yeah.
There they go, they don't reply, they don't do anything, and then afterwards, like 3 hours after, they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, we've been busy." Like, mate, you've just wasted my time. I could have literally been doing
Other
better
things.
things,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
I would have been out of town yesterday if it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
And then, so because of that, I lose my time, and I don't tend to be particularly fond of losing time.
Yeah.
So you can't get it back.
Yeah.
Right. And then, so things as in that particular nature tend to happen sometimes, and that disappoints me, and it's not exactly my favorite, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So instead of like fixing those relationships,
Right.
what made you want to pull away from them?
Because I realize it's not that I don't want to fix the relationships.
Yeah.
I've attempted to.
Yeah.
The point is, I get annoyed if I try 5 times and I get the same results.
Yeah.
There's no point in me trying it a 6th time. I just look at it that way.
Yeah.
Because I suppose as we grow older, it is harder. It's much harder for us to, I suppose, distance from ourselves from particular habits that we have.
Yeah.
And then so because of that, as much as I may try to fix particular things with a particular person and I keep on repeating it, I don't particularly see the point of me carrying on. So I just piss off, I suppose you could say.
How does that translate to you and your family?
What do you mean?
Do you feel that way with your family as well? Do you want to distance yourself from them?
Well, lately I kind of have been, but that's mainly because I've been working a lot.
Okay.
No, but they're particularly lovely people, and I enjoy being there with them quite a lot. But because I'm working quite a bit, there's been that kind of distance building up a little bit, and
Yeah.
you can clearly see it in the household, I suppose you could say. But those relationships, I suppose, are much different than from any other person outside of the household. Because those I can literally talk to them anytime,
Yeah.
any place, and we'll be fine reconnecting.
Yeah.
As opposed to other people, they're not really there for me as much as my family
not as
is.
invested.
Right, exactly. So I don't tend to be particularly too keen on saying, well, I'm going to rebuild it. Right, so If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I'll find another person.
Yeah.
7 billion of us in the world, so there's someone else.
Maybe you'll find someone that doesn't disappoint you.
Yeah, hopefully, that's the goal.
Have family members disappointed you?
Well, not particularly, but I'll tell you a story recently. That's my girlfriend over there, so she's waiting patiently. So
speak for
apologies.
family.
no, but suppose recently I have this trip that I have to go to Montreal. I have to take a whole year to go for particularly work, right? So not particularly that they disappointed me, it's just that they don't particularly understand as to why I'm doing these things, right?
Yeah.
It's something that would be fruitful for all of us once I get the things accomplished,
Yeah.
for me and as well as it helps me help them in the future.
Yeah.
But as much as I attempt to explain that, it tends to always backfire for some reason. It's being seen as if I don't want to be with them and spend time with them, although I'm attempting to set up things for me in life. So when I've kind of sorted out things a bit better, I can come back and say, well, here I am, I have more time for you, and we
Yeah.
can do whatever.
Do you think their worry is that you say later you'll have more time, but maybe you'll be just as busy?
I don't think I'll be just as busy. Even now, I attempt to spend as much time with them as I can.
That's true.
But then again, it's very demanding work, I
Yeah.
suppose. So I kind of have to be away nonetheless.
What work do you do? You seem very passionate about it.
I trade.
Oh, okay.
I work in the capital market, equity market, so particularly dealing with foreign exchange.
Nice.
such
You seem
things.
very driven.
Yeah, I have to be.
Why do you have to be?
Well, you're not going to give me free money, are you?
I don't have any free money to
Exactly.
give you.
Nobody's going to give me that. So, and I've got a massive family. I've got 6 siblings.
Yeah.
5 of which are girls, and then one brother, right? So,
Yeah.
and we came from the Congo not too long ago. I think 5 years ago. So it hasn't. And the situation that we came from wasn't exactly the best for us financially
Yeah.
at all. So someone has to go out there and do something that would, at the end or in the long run, kind of benefit us.
Yeah.
Because I've
You're
got
the oldest
younger.
boy?
No, I'm the third.
Okay.
But I've got younger siblings
Yeah.
as young as 10. So my mum's not working, she's a bit sick and such things, so someone else has to go out and do something. And I personally just feel that I am that person to do that. As much as my brother and sister, the older ones are attempting to do that as well.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I can actually make a bit of a change for them.
Do you feel burdened by it?
Quite a bit. It's
Yeah.
it's big pressure, I suppose.
Yeah.
So I'm taking a big risk to go out there for a
Yeah.
whole year and work. So it's, I suppose it's a bit, what's the word for it? Yeah, it's a bit hard to deal with when you're attempting to do something for them, although they don't understand particularly it is for them. But then again, I don't tell them that it is for them, so maybe that's why.
Yeah.
But it's got a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
It is. So, but
How do
hopefully
you
things
deal
work
with
out.
that pressure?
I play video games and I
cry
work.
when I have pressure.
No, I couldn't do that. I spend a lot of time playing video games, so that kind of relieves that a little bit. Whether it's with my brother, sister, or whomever, spend time doing that, and it takes a lot off of it. Sport as well. So mainly those 2 things: so work, sports, and video games, and family time usually throughout the days as well. So that kind of relieves that a bit.
Interesting. Do you get that hustler kind of attitude because you were an immigrant and you moved here and you're I have to take care of my family? Or where do you get that?
I just think I like money. It's a first simple thing for me. I just like money. It's fine. It's gonna help me do things I want to do. It's
So you
not
like
a
things more than you like money. You
no.
like your family
Here's the
more than
thing.
you like
I do
money.
like my family more than I like money.
Yeah.
But the thing is, for me, I've always thought for me to be able to take care of my family
Yeah.
in the ways I want to, I'm going to need money.
Yeah.
There's no other ways around it. If I don't have any money, I'm not going to help that person dying in the street. It's
Yeah.
just that simple. So I have to find a way to do that,
Yeah.
and which is the way I'm working towards at the moment. And just being able to see what I can do for them in the future is what I suppose motivates me the most.
When did you learn how important money was? Because I actually remember when I was money's so important when I was at a very young age.
It's a weird thing, but for me it was we had a lot of money, then we didn't, and we had money, and that we didn't again. So going through those transactions,
That trauma.
Yeah, it's like I was rich yesterday, and then now I'm not. So it feels strange. So going through those experiences, you kind of realize, I don't want to be in this sort of situation that I have lesser than what I had before. And then so I suppose maybe around 10 years of age or so,
Yeah.
kind of comes in your
It's a
head
hard
like,
lesson
okay,
for a 10-year-old to
yeah,
learn.
I kind of have to find a way of making money, yeah, a little bit. But it was, it's a long roller coaster of a story.
Yeah.
But it comes with the burden, I suppose, of trying to know how to get things done.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to ask you more, but I don't want to keep your girlfriend waiting.
No, it's okay. Madden, you're right.
Can I ask you a little bit about what happened when you were a kid with like having money, not having money?
Sure. Okay. So I'll be 5 minutes.
Last stand.
Less than
Last
perfect.
stand.
So basically, what happened? My dad has. So my last name is Chibangu, and then if you go back in Congo, you ask who Chibangu is, they'll know that it's us, right? So we've made the name big. So my dad did importing and exporting back in the days, and he revolutionized the country in that sense. And then so he was importing daily goods,
Yeah.
eggs, literally any dairies,
Stuff,
right?
yeah.
Like that. So that became really, really big, just bringing things like tons of transaction in the country, which is good for us.
Yeah.
And so he benefited. He actually had a lot of benefits from that, financially speaking, but he was spending less time with us as a result of that because
Kinda like you.
a lot of working. Yeah, I mean, runs in the family, I suppose. And then so with that happening, that was a long, long good year. And then after that, issues with immigration from the countries that he was traveling at, costing a lot of money. His vehicles that were helping him transporting the dairies and stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of got into a lot of trouble as well. The drivers who were caring for those particular things stole a lot of products. It's Africa, so things can be really shady if you don't particularly care for them that much.
Yeah.
And then so those things happen. He lost a lot of money in that sense, and so that wasn't good. And then
Yeah.
you find yourself in a very not so great situation financially.
Yeah.
And so that kind of happened, and you realize, well, I can't do the same things I was able to do maybe 5 months ago.
Yeah.
Right. And it's a hard thing to happen to any kid.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like a big family.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's a massive, massive family.
Yeah.
And then so that happened, and after that we kind of recovered a little bit. I mean, he did mainly because he's always been the person who worked in the family. My mom has never worked a day in her life, really.
Yeah.
So he recovered a bit.
Except taking care of
Things-
like a bunch
I mean,
of
she's
kids.
got 7 kids. She's got kind of have to do that, right?
Yeah.
And then so I kind of came back a little bit, and then we moved to the States because we had some sort of persecution happening in the country, a lot of war
Damn.
and stuff. And
Okay.
then so that was a bit, and again, very intense.
Yeah.
And coming here with nothing,
Yeah.
kind of also have to now start building up again to where we were, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's taking quite a bit of time, but things are now looking up.
Yeah.
But it's just a lot of you're good, then you're not, then you are, then you're not. Just
like your
kind of
childhood,
very
yeah.
uncertain
Yeah.
of what's going to happen, right? And that's not a very settling thought to have.
Do you crave a lot of stability?
Honestly, I just want to be comfortable with the financial amounts that I have.
Yeah.
I don't care for too much. I really care to have enough that satisfies me. That's as much as I can go for. So if I don't make $100 million, I'm all right. As long
Okay.
as I make 10% of that, I'm good. So maybe that's settling for me.
Yeah.
I just need enough so
Yeah.
they can be cared for and I can care for myself as well.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah.
try not to get in anybody's way as I try to do that.
Yeah.
Right? Unless they piss me off.
You
then-
learn from those altercations.
Yeah, you do quite
Yeah.
a lot. They're not very good to have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
quite a story.
Yeah. Thanks for talking to me.
Sure thing.
What was your name again?
Victoire.
Victoire.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Lovely meeting you.
So